Even more space versus core class. Welcome back to another trip report, and today we'll be comparing these two seating options. We'll go over everything like legroom and in-flight service, and also even the ticket price. Join me as we take this round trip starting in Boston, going all the way down to Orlando and back up to Boston to find out which is the best seat on the JetBlue plane domestically. But before we get into the video, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, show some support for more awesome videos like this. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. So I'm here at Terminal C with JetBlue. First I'm going to fly even more space, and then I'm going to test core class. So without further ado, let's go inside. Boston's Logan Airport has 4 terminals labeled A, B, C, and E, and JetBlue mainly operates out of Terminal C. And while I was here, it was unusually empty. Now it's time to check in, print my boarding pass, and drop off my checked bag. Now I recommend getting TSA Pre because once you sign up, you're able to skip the long lines in security. It saves you time to catch your flight and reduces stress. After that is all finished, we now have to head to our gate, which is C8. Here we are at the gate, and it looks like my flight is slightly delayed, but that's alright. And while we're here, let me give you guys a good understanding of what even more space actually is. So even more space, it's pretty much what it sounds like. You get more legroom than standard economy. You get to sit in the front in the orange seats like you're flying first class. It even comes with some perks like premium snack offering, dedicated overhead bin space, and even priority security. When you book a JetBlue flight, the even more option is usually $100 more. But on my flight, for instance, it's slightly booked. There's only like 50 people on board, which means ticket prices are going to be a little bit lower than usual. I was able to get even more for about $300. I was feeling like I beat the system there. Another cool thing about even more space is once boarding starts, you're among the first passengers aboard, which is pretty nice. I'm Group A, so it's pretty much the first group. And here comes our ride for today. It's an Airbus A321-200 coming in from West Palm Beach. Registration November 956 Juliet Tango, delivered in October of 2015, making it about 10 years old, and it's fitted with 2 IAE V25 engines. Let's just hope this plane doesn't clip anything. Well, it's a light flight today. There's really like only 50 people on here, and we're a little bit delayed. It's only like 10 minutes. Right now it's like 6:25. We should be boarding at around 6:30. And that 6:30 turned into 20 plus minutes of more waiting for unknown reasons, but eventually it was time for boarding.
Thank you.
Here are the even more space seats, and I'll be sitting in 5A. Alright, so this is the even more space seat on the A321. See here we have all this legroom here. It's about like, I didn't bring my tape measure, it's like probably like 6 to 8 inches, which is pretty long. So a nice tray table here. Got like all this room here. Legroom. And overall, it's a pretty nice seat. So much legroom. It's only like $100 more than core class. I have a pretty nice view in the front with the engine, and since there's only 50 people on this A321, boarding finished quickly and we were ready to go. Now enjoy the sounds of those IAE engines.
When you land. Keep in mind that making calls anytime while in flight is not allowed. This includes voice or video calls that utilize mobile applications, Wi-Fi calling, or the use of video conferencing services. And to make this flight more enjoyable for everyone, please use headphones or personal devices or make sure that they are silenced. Adjusting the main cabin lights for departure. There's a red light above your seat to make sure set. Thanks again for choosing JetBlue.
I guess that barking dog in the cabin can count as the PTU. This is what afternoon rush hour looks like in Boston. It's gonna be a pretty long wait. The departure Sid will be flying today is the stock 7 departure from 22 right, which contains an immediate left turn after takeoff and a climb over the shore of Massachusetts right by Cape Cod. If I were to be sitting on the right side, I'd see more land, but in this case we'll just be looking at the Atlantic Ocean. And after about 10 minutes of waiting, we were number 1 and we're ready to take off on runway 22 right. After departure was pretty smooth, so the crew started their service, first handing out these exclusive chocolate chip cookies which are only available to even more passengers, which is another reason to fly up here. A little later I got a beverage, and out of all the snacks, JetBlue has Biscoff cookies now. Kinda starting to become like every other airline. Okay, the flight seems to be going smoothly here. The sun just set. The crew's very nice. Yeah, no problem with me filming, which is pretty good. The snacks are pretty good, especially the Biscoff. I didn't even know JetBlue had Biscoff cookies until now. But yeah, it seems to be very smooth up here. It's kind of dark outside, but yeah, the flight's going good. As the sun is setting, let's head over to the IFE. On JetBlue's in-flight entertainment system, you can watch live DirecTV, you can stream dozens of free movies, you can look at the location of the plane on the map, and way more. What's interesting is that the A321's IFEs are in a different format than like on a A320. This is because this is the Phase 1 cabin, around that time when they first introduced these big LCD screens. It pretty much gets the job done, and hopefully they update these. The rest of the flight was pretty much uneventful. I got to stretch out my legs due to the extra legroom at a whopping altitude of 40,000 feet. Our arrival into Orlando tonight will be the Elena 4 arrival, which is pretty much a straight-in approach from the east. And eventually we'll start to be able to see Florida. Now it's dark outside, and I did not have the correct shutter speed, so it's probably going to be like one of the worst landings I've captured. But we'll be landing on runway 18 right.
careful when opening overhead bins. Items due to the moon direct flight. If you have a receipt that says claiming gate, you can pick your items up outside the front boarding door. If you're going to be needing special assistance getting off the plane today, please remain comfortably seated after we arrive at the gates, and then we may better assist you. For information on connecting flights or baggage claim, you can check airport monitors. You can download the free JetBlue mobile app.
Alright, welcome to Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, and we'll be parking at Terminal C, Gate 232.
In-flight crew, prepare doors for the runway.
Now that pretty much does it for this flight. Alright, so that flight was pretty nice with even more space, got the extra legroom and stuff. And now we're gonna fly core class on another day or something, or whenever it would. At the end of a flight, I usually go up front and say hi to the pilots, and the captain was like, "Hey, I recognize you." I do fly JetBlue a lot, and the captain said he's been flying for over 30 years. I don't know, maybe he knows me from YouTube. But anyways, that's it for the even more part of this video, and now it will be time to fly core. Alright, it's a new day in Orlando. We're about to fly core class on JetBlue, and it's now time to check in. Time to drop off my bag and go through TSA pre again. Now it's time to head to our gate, which is 235. The plane is already here. It's an Airbus A320-200, registered November 640 Juliet Bravo, delivered in July of 2006, making it 19 years old, and it's fitted with 2 IAE engines. And pretty shortly it was time for boarding. I'll be seated in 13F today. Alright, so here's the core class on JetBlue's A320. You can see it's a little bit less and even more space. If I can remember, on that JetBlue A220, it was about like 6 inches, which feels just about like that. Have a nice window view here, same IFE, and even more space. It's pretty decent. Core class is JetBlue's basic economy, and things can get pretty basic from here. This flight was pretty full, and tickets were over $500. Notice how this one was more expensive, yet we're still in economy. Pretty soon we finished boarding and we got pushed back. Enjoy the sounds of those IAE engines. The departure we'll be taking out of Orlando today will be the Fade 4 departure from runway 25 left, and it's pretty much a straight out departure with a right hand turn. To get to runway 25 left, we have to taxi all the way across the airport, but luckily there was no traffic. After takeoff, it was pretty bumpy going through those clouds. The crew came around with their service and I got a beverage, and later some goldfish. On the IFE you can basically do all the same stuff, watch TV and free movies, but you can also view information about your flight. And there's been a little bit of a software update, so the map is a little bit different. And now you got all these cool camera angles and even a cockpit view. Alright, overall about the flight, it's going pretty smooth right now. Crew's pretty friendly. The seatbelt sign just turned off. It's a pretty smooth ride up here. We're at like flight level 370 right now. This cockpit screen is pretty nice. Now, if you're just stuck in JetBlue's economy, you're still in for a treat since everyone on board has high-speed internet, Fly-Fi, JetBlue calls it. And for the rest of the flight, I just enjoyed looking at the moving map on the IFE. Pretty soon we started our descent into Boston with a beautiful sunset view. Our arrival into Boston will be the Roebuck 3 arrival, which flies over Connecticut and right over Providence. Now the mood lighting is coming up and it's now time to make a landing on runway 4 left. Wait a second, 4 left? Originally we were supposed to land on 4 right, but there was so much congestion that we had to switch over to 4 left. The runway is a little bit short, so the pilots really have to step on the brakes.
Welcome to Boston, where the local time is 8:04. For the safety, please keep buckle up and keep carry on item put away until the captain turn off the seatbelt sign. Be careful when putting overhead bins as items tend to move during flight. If you have received a second package, you will pick up your item outside the front boarding door. If you need any help getting off the plane, feel free to remain seated after we have arrived at the gate so we may better assist you. For connecting flight and backlinks, you check up at managers or download a free JetBlue mobile app.
Alright, welcome back to Boston, and we'll be parking at gate C11. And that completes our flight for core class. Alright, so that was JetBlue's core class for you. It was a pretty decent, nice legroom, and that basically completes it for this series. Now, out of both of those flights, which one was better? If you're a person who wants extra legroom and a premium experience like early boarding, then go for even more. But if you don't want to spend that much money, you're like going on vacation or something, then pick core. I personally like even more better because I get to board early and I get to sit in the front of the plane. But share your thoughts down below in the comments. What do you think? Is even more better or core class? And yeah, that concludes it for this trip report. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Safe travels.